state level. Let's just make it really hard for them. Because guess what, guys? If there's no gun dealers in New York, New Yorkers can't buy guns there. You know what they'll do? They'll get their guns elsewhere. Because they have a constitutional right to do so, by the way. But the most disturbing aspect of all is the credit card tracking of gun purchases. New York will now have a merchant code that will follow you around whenever you buy something. Why? It's not about the Second Amendment, she said. It's about developing patterns. It's not about infringing on the Second Amendment. It's about seeing patterns that will save lives. I can't tell you what she's full of on national radio, but you can figure it out because you're smart. When we come back, we'll come back to the mic. Armed American Radio.
It's game on. Welcome to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP and online at ksvptv.com.
The payoff pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to deep left center. That one could be gone, and it is, as Caden Apodaca will park that one to deep left center. Blasted it through the wind, and hits the one-out solo home run to left to break the tie, and Artesia will take the 1-0 lead.
Bulldog Sports on KSVP AM and FM and at ksvptv.com is presented by Abo Empire, Amigo Machinery, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Historical Museum, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Big O Tires of Carlsbad, Bob Reed Pest Control, Kane Electric Supply, Carlsbad Ford, City of Artesia Police Department, Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Needs Incorporated, Devon Energy, Eddy County DWI, Edge Safety, Eastern New Mexico University Portales, and ENMU Roswell, Faith Baptist Church, Ben's Country Market, Forest Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, Hawker & Son, Incredible Printing, J&J Home Care, J.S. Ward, KC Light Tower, KFC, La Fonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Los Agaves Restaurant, Mac Energy, Moppin and Brown Dentistry, Nels Floral, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pressure Services, Smile Expressions, Spur Energy Production, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Son, Trustmark Roofing, Western Bank, and Wilbanks LLC. Now, on to the action.
La Fonda Restaurant in Artesia has always been known for its great atmosphere and even better food. Well, now you can come in and enjoy a delicious meal with a glass of beer or wine. Come see our full beverage menu today. Don't forget about our lunch buffet with lots of sweets, and we cater too. Come see us now for all upcoming parties and events. The Perkins family invites your family to come in and enjoy a meal with us. La Fonda Restaurant, proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
Devon Energy is now hiring in the Permian Basin. As one of the country's largest independent producers of oil and natural gas, we have exciting opportunities for people with a variety of skills and experience. We're looking for people in the Artesia community who work with integrity, dedication, and innovation. Seize this opportunity for competitive pay and comprehensive benefits. Start your career with Devon Energy today. Apply at careers.devonenergy.com. Devon Energy. Commitment runs deep. Go Bulldogs.
Dean's Inc. of Artesia provides a superior choice for all your electrification, communication, and supply needs with a vision to be the premier industrial electrical service provider in New Mexico and West Texas, providing unparalleled quality in supplies and service with highly skilled and conscious personnel. We pledge to our customers to exhibit the utmost in integrity and reputation while providing superior quality in all we do. Dean's Inc., located at 409 Commerce Road or online at deansinc.com.
At Artesia Ford Sales, we're doing something big. It's employee pricing for everyone. That's right, you pay what we pay on a wide selection of new Ford vehicles. From the tough American-made F-150 to the versatile Explorer, you're getting unbeatable deals on vehicles built right here in the USA. We've proudly served families like yours in Artesia and the surrounding area for many years. And now we're saying thank you the best way we know how, with real savings. Hurry into Artesia Ford Sales, where family fairness and Ford come first.
This is the time of year we can get all 4 seasons in just one day. Hi, this is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. 1 minute you're sweating in the sun, the next minute you've got slush in your shoes. But that's winter in Roswell, and after 127 years, we're starting to get used to it. It's too early to plant very much, but you can fertilize pecan trees, spray for dandelions, order your bees, and pick up a new seed catalog. So come see us at Roswell Seed. Like Jim Gill would say, enjoy the warm days, but don't go far from the fire.
Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, home-owned and operated for over 50 years, and here for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has the expertise to install residential, commercial, and industrial air conditioning units, including the conversion of evaporative coolers to refrigerated air systems. Cut cooling costs with high-efficiency Carrier units from Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, your authorized Carrier dealer. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a proud sponsor of the Artesia Bulldogs and our community for over 50 years.
Interested in being an electric lineman? Central Valley Electric Cooperative is hosting a lineman camp May 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the CVE office at 1403 North 13th Street in Artesia. Camp is open to ages 17 to 22. Come spend the day with CVE linemen and learn about electricity and perform hands-on activities. Lunch will be provided. For more information and to register, visit cvecoop.org or call 575-746-3571. See if you have what it takes to be an electric lineman on May 29th at CVE's Lineman Camp. We hope to see you there.
The Artesia Police Department wants to remind you to lock up your vehicles, take your keys with you, and never leave valuables in your vehicle. If you're looking for a rewarding career in law enforcement, the Artesia Police Department is looking for you. The department is currently hiring certified and uncertified officers. Take advantage of a great retirement plan, paid leave, and medical benefits. Apply in person, online, or call 575-746-5000 for more information. The Artesia Police Department is an equal opportunity employer. And please always remember, don't drink and drive.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Lady Bulldogs softball here on KSVP. And we've got Doc Elder standing by to bring you tonight's doubleheader from Portales, New Mexico, where the Artesia Lady Bulldogs at 6-1 will be taking on the Lady Rams, who are at 0-6. Artesia gets a couple wins tonight. They should lock up District 4-4A going into Selection Sunday coming up this weekend. Lovington, meanwhile, is in Roswell tonight, taking on the Goddard Lady Rockets. Lovington at 4-2, Goddard at 3-4. Goddard hoping for a couple of upset wins and maybe second place in district. And by the way, Lovington and Portales will still have to meet tomorrow or Saturday to conclude a game that was suspended due to lightning last Friday night. That's why Lovington is 4-2. Portales is 0-6. That game, the Portales Lady Rams were leading in the bottom of the fifth inning, 6-3. So we'll see what happens. There's a baseball game tonight, a couple of baseball games tonight in district, as the Bulldogs are at Goddard for a single game tonight. That'll be on KSVPTV.com. You can watch it there, as well as Lovington and Portales playing in Portales tonight. Tomorrow, double headers. Portales will be at Lovington, and Artesia will be hosting Goddard. That's tomorrow night, radio and TV on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. Doc Elder standing by for the play-by-play. We'll get you to Doc in just a moment. Thanks for listening here on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
H&R Block of Artesia is proud to be a member of the community and a sponsor of Artesia Bulldog Sports. At H&R Block, tax time is all the time. They offer year-round assistance for personal or business needs. From simple tax questions to bookkeeping, payroll services, and more. You can trust the team at H&R Block to be there when you need them most. Stop by 502 West Texas Suite A in Artesia or call 746-3456 to schedule an appointment. H&R Block, proud to support Bulldog Sports. Se habla español.
With a deep heritage in oil and gas, Abo Empire is focused on safe and effective energy development in New Mexico. We will continue to make strategic investments in this industry to promote the economic and environmental well-being of our company, our partners, and our communities. We are continuing the Yates tradition. From John Yates Jr., Cynthia Yates Price, and their families, we are your partners in the community and proud supporters of Artesia Bulldog and Lady Bulldog Sports.
Mac Energy Company is working to develop today's energy with tomorrow's technology. Technological advances in recent years have presented new possibilities for exploration. We strive to utilize these advances and stay abreast of innovative technology to ensure that our company is a forerunner in the quest for energy for many years to come. But more importantly, Mac Energy Corporation is committed to being an advocate of the communities around us. We invest in community initiatives that focus on youth, education, and innovative projects that address local issues. To learn more about Mac Energy, our affiliates, and our commitment to our youth and communities, visit us at mec.com. The Eastern New Mexico University System is proud to present One Eastern Day, sponsored by J.P. Stone Community Bank, Thursday, May 1st, 4 to 9 p.m. on the campus of ENMU Roswell. Come join ENMU for a family fun night featuring food trucks, inflatables, space painting, info booths, and live music by Roswell's own Grupo Maldad from 7 to 9 p.m. Bring the whole family out on May 1st to ENMU Roswell and join us for One Eastern Day. Visit roswell.enmu.edu for more information. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
You drove the miles and your tires are done. Got to shop the best prices under the sun at Big O. Big O Tires.
Shop top brand tires with the lowest tire price guarantee and visit your locally owned Big O Tires. Now through May 26th, get $80 to $120 instant savings on 4 select in-stock Cooper, Nexen, Nitto, or Sumitomo brand tires with installation purchase. Installation required. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary. Not valid with other offers.
Hey, Artesia Bulldog fans, are you ready to unleash the spirit of victory this season? Tate Branch Auto Group is proud to stand alongside the Bulldogs as they charge onto the field, court, and track. Just like our commitment to delivering top-notch vehicles and service, your dedication and passion for the Bulldogs inspire us every day. Visit Tate Branch Auto Group today, either in person or online, because when it comes to supporting the Bulldogs, we're all in. Tate Branch Auto Group, revving up the Bulldog pride. Go Bulldogs!
Get great service with Pressure Services. Pressure Services LLC specializes in hydrovac, vacuum trucks, kill trucks, sandblasting and coating, and roustabouts. The Bulldogs are champions on and off the field, and Pressure Services LLC are your champions when it comes to dependable, accountable, and efficient service. When you need it right, Pressure Services will be there for you. Pressure Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Go Bulldog! Kane Electrical Supply is your #1 distributor when it comes to the top-of-the-line inventory. Kane Electric carries name brands such as Appleton, Burndy, Fluke, Cooper Lighting, Hoffman, Phillips Lighting, iDeck, Klein Tools, and Square D. Kane Electric has your professionals and will assist you with any information you may have on electrical supplies. Kane Electric delivers on location too. Come by Kane Electric today in Artesia at 1911 North Roselawn.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball. My name is Doc Elder. I am broadcasting live from the Portales softball field. We're just underway, and things couldn't be going better for Artesia. They got a leadoff double from Marquez, and then Collins did one better by tripling, so Artesia already has themselves a 1-0 lead. I apologize for the fact that they're not giving me rosters, so I can tell you from game one that this looks like Apodaca out there. It is Apodaca. Looks at a pitch for a strike, and she is going to foul a pitch out of play, so it should be a on in the count. 0-2. Yeah, the game started off with Marquez, the freshman, one-hopping the fence. And then Collins hit one in the gap and legged it out for a triple. So that's where we stand right now. Apodaca looks at a pitch up and out of the zone, and the count is 1-2. If you're just joining us, the Artesia Lady Bulldogs won game one of the doubleheader by a score of 8-5. They took a 6-run lead into the bottom of the seventh, gave up 3, but managed to get out of the jam. There was a pop-up by Apodaca, and she is retired by the shortstop, Ornelas. That is what we call in the game of softball a non-productive out. A productive out would be a sacrifice fly that would allow the runner to score. Non-productive means that no advantage gained by the Bulldogs. Well, that's going to score a run. That is a fly ball deep enough that allows Collins to tag up, and she is going to score easily. So that was Rodriguez that on the first pitch flew out deep to left field. And there was a ball that's going to be hit in the air. That's going to be a ball that is going to drop in front of Banda. So jumping on the first pitch was Whitmire. And Whitmire looped one into the outfield for a base hit. So the inning continues for the Bulldogs. And there is going to be a pinch runner for Artesia. Looks like it is number 4 checking into the game. That's Jade Hallen. And coming up to the bat is Tessa Yates. Artesia up by a score of 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. And there's a fastball that's going to be up and out of the zone. For Portales here in Game 2 of the doubleheader, this is Analia Lujan. And she is going to throw a changeup that swung on and missed. Lujan was a position player in Game 1 for the Rams. But she's in the circle. There was a ball that's going to be lined, but right at Ornelas. So for the Artesia Lady Bulldogs, they get 2 runs. They get those on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. And so after half an inning, it is 2-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
At First American Bank, we champion for you and your small business. Our dedicated business banking team offers you individualized financial solutions, lending expertise, innovative products, and personal attention. Our goal is to help you be ready for your next opportunity. Let us be your partner in growth and success, because when you succeed, we do too. First American Bank, your local first community bank since 1903. Equal housing lender.
RE/MAX Axiom, located in the heart of downtown Artesia at 402 West Main, Suite D and E, is staffed with certified, full-service professional brokers. Whether you're buying or selling a home, the professionals at RE/MAX Axiom will lead you through every step of the process. Visit their website, remaxnmaxiom.com, or call 575-255-0111 to speak with a licensed broker. RE/MAX, voted the most trusted name in real estate, and RE/MAX Axiom are proud supporters of our community and all Bulldog activities. We have a big name, but a small town feel. We rise by lifting others.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Softball on Lady Bulldog Softball. I correct myself on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales Lady Round softball field. Artesia taking a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the first inning. Miley Banda, the center fielder for the Portales Lady Rams, coming up to the plate. She is a left-handed batter. She's the only left-hander that the Portales Lady Rams have. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs have one left-hander. That was Collins. So a different pitcher here for Artesia in Game 2. This is Caden Apodaca. She's a junior. She was the first baseman in Game 1 for Artesia. There's a ball that's going to be fouled back to the screen. Apodaca, good fastball. And then just a question of whether she can locate it. Banda stands very deep in the box. Bats with a slightly open stance. There's a fastball that's going to be on the corner. Kind of an interesting feature here in Portales. This is a brand new softball field. The Lady Rams always played on a natural grass outfield, real dirt infield on a stadium that was very close to the junior high. This is located on the high school compound. There's a ground ball down the third baseline, and that's about a foot foul. And this is a beautiful facility. This is artificial turf in the outfield, the synthetic dirt infield, a symmetric fence. Well, very nice facility, but there are a lot of birds that are hanging out here. There's a ball that's going to be chopped. That's going to be a tough play, but the second baseman is going to aggressively attack the ball, picks it up, throws over to first base, and Banda retired for the first out. That's going to bring up Angel Ornelas. And for those of you that are fans of Artesia Lady Bulldog basketball, you're going to know the name Miley Banda and Angel Ornelas, because both of those young ladies were 3-year starters for the Portales Lady Rams. Ornelas looks at a pitch up and out of the zone for ball one. She bats with an open stance. And she's going to foul one back. And that is going to even up the count of 1 apiece. Angel has a couple of practice swings, gets back into the box. A beautiful night here in Portales, New Mexico. And a ball that is going to plunk Ornelas, so she gets on base the difficult way. Easiest way to get on base is if they give you an intentional base on balls. Toughest way to get on base, that way right there. Getting hit by a pitch. Even though it's called softball, the ball will certainly sting. For Portales, this is Analea Lujan. Young lady that is the pitcher for Portales. Bats with a very open stance. And there's a pitch that's going to go all the way back to the screen. That's going to allow Ornelas to advance easily down to second base. If you're a fan of the movie Major League, when Bob Uecker talks about a wild pitch that's just a bit outside, well, that was just a bit outside. There's a pitch that's going to be looped in the air. That's going to be a tough play. And the left fielder drops the ball. Well, the left fielder ran a long way for Artesia. But she got there, and she had the ball hit her glove on the run. I don't know. You could give her an error, or you could say that that was not an easy catch. I'm going to give a base hit. And that's going to bring up Mayberry. Mayberry is going to throw, and there is going to be a rundown. And now they're going to try and get the runner at third base, and they get the runner at third base. There is a throw down to second, and they get both of the runners. So here's what happened. So the very first pitch was taken by Mayberry. Catcher threw down to first base, and Lujan was off the base. Lujan got involved in a rundown, at which point Ornelas then took off to go to third base, got run back, then took off again. They threw to third base, and the shortstop caught the ball and tried to slap the tag on. The umpire on the spot ruled that she was out. Coach Dodge, the head coach of the Portales Lady Rams, is saying that Ornelas was by the tag by the time the tag was applied, so she should be safe. There's no question that Lujan was definitely out at second base, because when the tag was applied, she decided to then try and advance to second base. The throw had her beat, and the tag. So Ornelas is still standing on third base, and Dodge is discussing, and I think he's going to lose that argument. So the Rams go from having runners at first and second and only one out, and their cleanup hitter up. to being out of the inning. So that is going to end the bottom of the first inning. So the Lady Rams get no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. So after one complete, the score is 2-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a sixth. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Hawker & Sons of Artesia, a company specializing in excavation and construction, is proud to support and provide construction services to the people and businesses of Eddy County and the surrounding area. With their expert knowledge of the industry, Hawker & Sons is well equipped to offer top-level service and professionalism to all oil field businesses, commercial and private parties with excavation and construction needs. Call Hawker & Sons today at 575-365-3175 or visit their website at hawkerandsons.com. Go Bulldogs!
Check out the Cinco de Mayo savings this week at Ben's Country Market in Artesia. Select varieties of Julio Salsa are $2.98 each, and select varieties of Tres Leche style K-Cups are $3.49 each. In produce, Roma tomatoes are 99 cents a pound, and large Hass avocados are 2 for $3. In the meat department, pork baby back ribs are $2.77 a pound, and family packs of fryer drumsticks are just 87 cents a pound. These are just some of the Cinco de Mayo savings this week at Ben's Country Market in Artesia.
We're back. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. My name is Doc Elder. I'm a professor of history at Eastern New Mexico University. I'm also the voice of Eastern New Mexico University Athletics. My good friend Gene Dow asked me if I could fill in and broadcast some Lady Bulldog Softball since they're in town in my hometown. I'm happy to oblige. Leading off for Artesia here in the top of the second inning, this is a young lady that we did not see in game one. That's a young lady by the name of Brooklyn Fuentes, who is up to bat, swings and misses, and then swings and fouls one out of play. So she is behind in the count. For Artesia, they got a leadoff double by Marquez, a triple by Collins, then a sacrifice fly by Rodriguez, and that accounted for their 2 runs. Fuentes looks at a pitch up and out of the zone, and the count goes to 1-2. There's a fastball that's going to sail high. Playing Fuentes to pull, the center fielder is definitely shading her to left center field. There's a ball that's going to be fouled out of play. Umpire gives the Portales catcher a new ball. Fuentes back in the box. She bats way up in the batter's box. And she's going to look at a pitch that's going to bounce all the way back to the screen. A lot of batters like to bat way back in the box to give themselves the extra split second to react on a pitch. Other people move up in the box to try and take the break out of a breaking ball. There's a ball that's going to be fouled out of play, and Fuentes just hanging tough. Fuentes, a sophomore, listed as a utility player, meaning she could play a number of different positions. Into the windup, there's the pitch, and that's going to be looped down the right field line, and that is going to be a great running catch by the right fielder for Portales. I cannot tell you who that is because she's wearing a jacket. That's one of the big differences between baseball and softball is you play baseball, you can't wear a jacket out in the field. In softball, you can wear a jacket if you want to out in the field. So, 1 up and 1 down, and there is going to be a swing and a miss. And this is number 2 for Artesia. This is Ariana Montoya. We did not see her in game one, so she's getting started here in game two. And she is going to smack one down the third baseline, but that is going to be fouled by about a foot. And so she's behind in the count 0-2. Top of the second inning, 2-0 in favor of Artesia. Artesia trying to sweep the doubleheader on this beautiful Thursday night in Portales, New Mexico. There's a pitch that's going to be low. Montoya steps out of the box, has a couple practice swings. She's a senior, and she is going to loop one. The second baseman is going to make the great over-the-shoulder catch. Wow, that's two great defensive plays that the Portales Lady Rams have made here in the top of the second inning. Great running catch by the right fielder and a really good over-the-shoulder backhanded catch by the second baseman. There's a fastball in the corner that's going to be in there for a called strike. This is number 10, Janae Molina. We saw her in game one as a pinch hitter. There's a fastball that's going to be just high, and the count evens up at one apiece. Lujan to the plate. That's a breaking pitch. That's in there for a strike. And Lujan having the count 1-2. There's the pitch. That is a changeup, and that's going to miss just inside. Count evens up at two apiece, so we've got the deuces wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in inning number 2 with a 2-0 lead, a lot of deuces there. There's a line drive, and it's going to be a 2-out base hit for Molina. And that's going to bring up the top of the order. It's going to be Marquez. Marquez started out the game with a double. So she is officially one. And that's interesting because that's how she started out game one, with a double. There's a changeup that's in there for a strike. Marquez went the distance on the mound in game one. Struck out 10, scattered 8 hits. And there's a pitch that is going to get away from the catcher. That it almost looked like the ball grazed against the thigh of Lujan as she got ready to throw the ball. There's a changeup, and that is going to be low. Count of 2-1. Marquez bats right in the middle of the batter's box. And there's a pitch that is going to get away from the catcher, and that's going to allow the runner to move up 60 feet. So now we're running on third with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. And if you know the game of softball, you know that there are a lot more ways you can score from third base than you can from second base. There's a ball, and that is going to be low for ball 4. And so Marquez draws the 2-out walk. And that's going to bring out Collins. Collins tripled her first time. And she's going to look at a pitch down low for ball 1. Lujan looks at a wristband for the pitch. And there's a ball that's going to be hit to the shortstop, and Ornelas is going to boot it. They're going to try and throw behind the runner, but she's going to get back in safely. So that's going to pick up an RBI. Actually, no, not an RBI because it's on an error. Yeah, the ball went right to Ornelas, and Ornelas aggressively charged the ball, but then the ball just tipped off her glove. There's a ball that's going to be hit a mile in the air and deep, and that is going to be a home run. So Apodaca came up to bat because of the error, and she made the most of it. She puts the ball on the other side of the fence. 3-run home run. And so all of those runs are unearned. That's going to get a visit to the mound by an assistant coach for Portales. I think this is Adriana Garcia that is going out to have a little chat. Yeah, tough break for the Portales Lady Rams, as the ground ball by Collins should have resulted in out number 3, but she raised base safely, and then Apodaca hit a sky ball, and it just kept, I mean, it wasn't aided by the wind. The wind is not really much of a factor. What wind there is blowing from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. So that was not aided by the wind whatsoever. So now it's 6-0 in favor of Artesia. That's going to bring up Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is going to look at a changeup for a strike. Rodriguez did a sacrifice fly her first time, so she's officially still looking for her first at-bat. Sacrifices are not charged against you. There's a changeup, and that's going to miss high. So this is Kinsley Rodriguez. She's a senior for the Bulldogs. Right-handed batter, bats way up in the box. And she is going to foul one out of play. Lujan gets a new ball from the umpire. Got some sort of stoppage of play. Not sure what the dealio is. Oh, I know what the dealio is. So somebody went out and got the ball that was the home run ball, and they threw it back into the field of play. So the count is 1-2. Lujan. There's a ball that's going to tip off the glove of the catcher, but nobody on base, so no big deal there. Lujan into the windup. There's the pitch that's going to be fouled out of play. I think it's a different catcher for Portales this game. I think this is actually Espinoza that's behind the plate. Mabry was the catcher in game 1. And there's a ball that's going to be popped up, and that's going to drift out of play. So the count remains. Lujan stares intently at her target. Change up, and that's going to be a base hit. So the inning continues for the Bulldogs. And that's going to bring up Whitmire. Whitmire has singled her first time. So she is 1 for 1 on the day. Six to nothing in favor of the Lady Bulldogs. If you're just joining us here on the top of the second inning, there's a slider that's going to be in there for a strike. And 4 unearned runs here in the second for the Bulldogs. There's a pitch, and that was close. That was almost exactly the same pitch, but didn't break quite as much, and so it stayed outside of the zone. There's a changeup, and that is a beauty. So now Lujan looking for the sign. Playing Whitmire deep and playing her to pull. There's a changeup, and that's going to be swung on and missed. So for the Bulldogs, they do get 4 runs, and they get those 4 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 player left on base. After 1.5, the score is 6-0 in favor of Artesia. Let us send it back for a 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Searching for a church that honors God? Come to First Church Artesia at 4th and Grand. We're a family of believers putting Christ first, preaching the Bible with reverence and uniting all ages in family-integrated worship. Sundays at 10:45 a.m., experience the timeless truth and heartfelt praise. We're reaching Artesia with the good news, living all of Christ for all of life. Check out artesiareform.com or find us on Facebook, First Church Artesia, where faith thrives.
It's a great time to buy a Kubota. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs. Get your perfect match delivered to your door now through June 30th. Get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, or up to $3,000 off an L3302 compact Kubota tractor now through 6/30/2025. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information. Visit Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder broadcasting live from the Rams softball field in Portales, bottom of the 2nd inning. Addison Mayberry up. She was up in the bottom of the 1st inning when the bizarre play that ended the inning took place when Artesia successfully picked off 2 runners on the same play. So Mayberry back up to bat, and she's going to swing through a fastball. The count evens up at 1 apiece. I had a board op by the name of Jeff in Game 1, and he was telling me that Addison's parents were a year behind him at Artesia High School, class of 97. Jeff said that he gets a chance when Portales plays down in Artesia to see his former classmates. Addison fouls one off, so she's behind in the count 1-2, and she is going to swing right through a pitch, and she is retired for out number 1. That is Apodaca's first strikeout of the day. It's going to bring up Terrazas. Terrazas is going to foul one the opposite play. Oh, I'm going to have to give the first base coach, Dusty Nusser, a bad time because that ball just rolled right by him. Back in the day, he was a high school baseball teammate of my son Cam's, and his dad was the head baseball coach at Portales. Terrazas, while I give you that little history lesson, fouls on out of play, so she's behind in the count 0-2. And she swings right through a pitch, and that is going to be out number 2. And that's going to bring up Lizette Gomez. Gomez, right-handed batter. Tall young lady. And she's going to swing at a high fastball for a strike. That ball was probably ball 1, but a rising fastball like that is tough to gauge. There's a pitch, and that's going to be down low. count evens up at 1 apiece. Yeah, well, the rising fastball, the release point makes it seem like that's going to be in the strike zone, but then it just keeps rising, hence the name. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. Gomez swung like at a 45-degree angle down at that ball. And there's a fastball that just missed. And the count evens up at 2 apiece. Apodaca to the plate, and that is all she wrote. So Apodaca strikes out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. After 2 complete, it is 6-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Smile Expressions in Artesia encourages you to treat your teeth to a spring cleaning. You'll have healthier teeth and gums, fresher breath, and brighter teeth. Plus, you'll be reducing risk for dental problems and improving your overall health. To schedule your dental spring cleaning, call Smile Expressions 575-746-1900 or request an appointment from our website, artesiadentist.com. Quality dental care, hometown comfort. That's Smile Expressions in Artesia.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. We're in the top of the 3rd inning for Artesia. This is Yates. He looks at a pitch from Lujan in there for called strike 1. There's a ball that's going to be swung on and missed. Yates a little mad with herself, like that was pitch she should have been able to drive. Playing her to pull. There's a changeup that's going to miss high, and the count goes to 1-2. Yates lined out to Arnellis her first time, so she is 0 for 1. There's a ball that's going to be fouled back into the screen. Yep, beautiful night in Portales. The wind has completely died down. I'm appreciative of that because Eastern New Mexico University here in Portales is hosting the Lone Star Conference Track and Field Championship. And if we had days like we did a few days ago where the wind was blowing 30 miles an hour, it'd be a rather unpleasant day to be running track in Portales. There's a changeup, and they are going to say that that was a check swing foul tip. And so that is a strikeout for Luana. Actually, a strikeout 2 batters in a row. 1 in the 2nd inning to end it, and 1 here to start out the 3rd. It's going to bring up Fuentes. Fuentes flew out her first time. She's going to look at a pitch for a strike. She got robbed. She was the one that looped one down the right field line that the right fielder made a great running catch on. There's a fastball that's going to miss upstairs, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. Fuentes bats way up in the box. And she's going to foul one out of play. Umpire indicating that he is all out of softballs, so they need to throw one out. And they do. I just realized something about the Portales Ram infield. I'll point it out in a second. There's a pitch. That's going to be fouled out of play. I just realized that all of the Portales Ram infielders are wearing face masks. So is the pitcher. Not uncommon to see pitchers wear face masks. There's the fastball. That's going to miss upstairs, and the count goes to 2 apiece. And Aaliyah Lujan into the lineup. There's the pitch. That's going to be looped. That's going to be a tough play. But the right fielder makes another great catch. Wow. So, and here again, I can't tell you who the right fielder is because she's got a jacket on. But we saw her rob one player of a base hit by running far to her left. The Hall went in. Well, and interestingly enough, so that's Fuentes that got robbed both times. Once Fuentes went down to the line and got robbed. That time she looped one into right center field and got robbed. It's like, what's a girl got to do? There's a pitch that's going to sail inside. This is Montoya. Montoya popped out her first time. Nice running catch by the second baseman. And there is the ball, and that is going to be the right fielder, and this time she can't make the play. Now that one, I will give Montoya a base hit because for the right fielder, she would have had to make a shoestring catch, and the ball did hit her glove, but you can't assume that that is an easy play. There's a changeup that's going to be just high for ball one. This is the number 9 hitter in the order. This is Molina. Molina singled her first time. And there's the line drive, and that is going to be in there for a base hit. So Molina now 2 for 2. And the inning continues for the top of the order. That's going to bring up Marquez. So Marquez doubled her first time, walked her second time. Artesia up by a score of 6-0 here in the top of the third inning. There's a pitch that is going to be down low. They're going to try and send the runner, and that is going to not get the runner. The throw actually got away from the third baseman, but from a Portales standpoint, fortuitously, the ball hit the umpire and so remained in the field of play. There's a change up on the outside corner for a strike, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. Marquez, the true freshman, that shows you that I've usually used to broadcast in college because everybody in high school is a true freshman. Marquez tries to go the opposite way, but hits the ball right at the second baseman and flips over to first base, and that's going to retire the side. So no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 players left on base. So after 2.5, the score is 6-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
I read this week on Substack, it asked the question, how has God led you to rest this week? Whether it's daily or weekly, whether it's physical or spiritual, have you rested? The Hebrew writer in Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 8 says, "For if Joshua had given them rest, God would not have spoken of another day later on. So then, there remains a Sabbath rest for the people. Let us therefore strive to enter that rest, so that no one may fall by the same sort of disobedience." You know, we all know in Genesis 1 and 2, as God created the world, the seventh day came around and God rested. And we see that all through the Old Testament, and we see that with Jesus in his ministry, the importance of rest. You know, if God rested, the Creator, then don't we, those he created in his image? And so again, I ask, how has God led you to rest this week? If you need rest, come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ.
back. You're listening to Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. Doc Elder broadcasting live from the Portales softball field where the Lady Rams are up to bat in the bottom of the third inning. For Lady Rams, this is Acosta up. Anetsi is her first name, and she is going to swing right through a couple of fastballs, and she is retired by number one. So Apodaca has struck out 4 batters in a row. And that is going to bring up, let's see, for Portales, this is young lady I do not have on my roster. Okay, going to have to see if we can figure out. I'm just going to put her down as 18. She's going to swing through a fastball. And she is behind in the count 0-2. Yes, this young lady did not play in game 1. And she's going to swing right through a fastball and make Apodaca the recipient of 5 straight strikeouts. Okay, and now we do find out who the young lady wearing the jacket is. This is number 1, Maria Lujan, who's made the great plays in the outfield. She's going to swing right through a pitch for strike 1. Apodaca, she is zoned in. And there's a pitch that's going to be upstairs. Lujan bats way back in the box, bats with a slightly open stance. And there's a ball that's going to be looped out of play. And she's down to her final strike in this at bat. And she is going to swing, and the ball is going to be dropped, but it is going to be thrown down to first base. So for Portales, no runs on no hits, no errors, no one left on base after 3 complete. The score is 6-0. Let's send it back for 60. You're listening to Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Looking for professional window tinting services? Look no further than Reliable Tint in Artesia. Located at 1502 South 1st Street, they specialize in auto and residential window tinting, as well as glass replacement for windshields, side and rear glass. But that's not all. They now offer advanced technology, rock chip, and crack repair, ensuring your vehicle stays in top shape. Open Monday through Saturday, Reliable Tint is here for all of your tinting and glass needs. Call them today, 575-616-9163. Reliable Tint in Artesia, where quality meets reliability.
Incredible in Artesia is open for business, ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Incredible.
We're back. You're listening to Lady Bulldogs Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder broadcasting live from the Portales Lady Ram softball field. We are in the top of the 4th inning. Collins tried to bunt her way on and bunted right over the top of the pitch for strike 1. There was a pitch that's going to buzz close to her helmet. She's going to duck out of the way. So Collins tripled and then reached on an error. She's the only left-handed batter for the Artesia Lady Bulldogs, and she's going to look at another pitch up and in. And the count goes to 2-1. And there's the ball that's going to be hit the opposite way. Left fielder misjudged it for a second, but then made a good adjustment on it and ran it down and hauled it in for out number one. So Collins retired for the first time today. That's going to bring up Apodaca. Apodaca hit a 3-run home run last time. Oh, and she was trying to hit a solo home run on that swing. Saw it change up and just practically jumped out of her shoes trying to hit that and swung right over the top of it. And there's a fastball that's going to be upstairs, and the county was up at 1 apiece. Apodaca on the mound has been very good at the plate. She's been very good, obviously, with a 3-run homer. There's a fastball up. And she's ahead in the count 2-1. 6-0 in favor of Artesia. There's a changeup, and that's in there for a strike. Apodaca, I think, had guessed fastball, and she had already committed herself with her stride and then just had to watch as the pitch sailed across the plate. And she is going to hit one foul that just about smacked off the helmet of her teammate, Rodriguez, waiting in the on-deck circle. Rodriguez now retreats a few more steps. There's a ball that's going to be hit in the air a mile. First baseman says, I got it. I know, and she does, and the ball just drops right off her glove. So, should have been the second out of the inning, but the error allowed Apodaca to reach base. Let's see if they do a courtesy runner for her. Aha. Do I know the game of softball, or do I know the game of softball? Yes. They are going to do a courtesy runner. This is number 16. This is Leslie Molina, a junior, getting a chance to pinch run. Lujan. Waiting for the umpire to have acknowledged the substitution. Now we're ready to go. This is going to bring up Rodriguez, and Rodriguez is going to scald one out to Banda, and Banda makes a great over-the-shoulder catch. Looked like she was Mickey Mantle or someone a little more recent, Ken Griffey Jr. Just ran that ball down, or Mookie Betts, if you're a Dodger fan. So now there are 2 outs, runner on first base, and there's a pitch that's going to be up and out of the zone. This is Whitmire. Whitmire singled her first time, struck out swinging last time. So she is 1 for 2 here in game 2 of the doubleheader. And there's a pitch that's going to get away. The runner is going to advance. And so a runner in scoring position. I think you probably have to say that that was a wild pitch. There's a ball that's going to be looped into left field. They're going to wave the runner. There's going to be a throw to the plate. It is going to be offline, and that is going to score a run. So Whitmire gets her second base hit of the day. And you put Artesia up by a score of 7-0. And that is going to get a pinch runner. Jade Hammond, the freshman, will check in as a pinch runner. And that's going to bring up Yates. Yates lined out her first time, struck out her second time. She's going to look at a fastball. It's going to be up and out of the zone. Yeah, their coach did not hesitate for an instant. She waved the runner around. There's a ball shot the opposite way, but that is going to be fouled. Yep, so the Artesia Bulldogs hoping to win both ends of the doubleheader here in Portales. Won the first game by a score of 8-5. There's a fastball. That's going to be right in there for a strike. Luan trying to end the inning right here. And there's a changeup that's going to miss just outside. Tess Yates, one of the many seniors in the roster. She bats kind of far up in the batter's box. There's a fastball. That's going to tail up and out. Well, I'm glad I got a chance to do some Artesia baseball a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to do some Artesia softball today. There's a ball that is going to be fouled at the plate. Got great respect for Artesia, New Mexico. Had a number of advisees over the years from Artesia, starting out with a young man named Jimmy Hamilton, who was a great football player from Artesia, came to Eastern. There's a ball that's going to be foul. That's going to be out of play. Not sure. I don't think I've got any advisees from Artesia right now at Eastern New Mexico University. Lujan to the plate. That's going to be a line drive, and that's going to be gloved by Lujan. So for the Artesia Bulldogs, they do get one run. They get it on one hit. There was one error, one runner left on base. After 3.5, it is 7-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. Let's set it back for 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldogs softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Are you ready to succeed? Earn your FFA certification through ENMU Roswell's Aviation Maintenance Technology Program. ENMU Roswell has the only FFA Part 147 airframe and power plant school in southeast New Mexico. Receive commercial and general aviation training, hands-on training with operation aircraft, Boeing commercial experience, advanced composite repair training, and more. And ENMU Roswell offers in-state tuition for veterans too. Learn more about this exciting program on campus or online at roswell.enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Success starts here.
The Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center now has their very own website. Visit artesiamuseum.org to stay up to date on events and exhibits. Look through historical photos of Artesia, submit research requests, and more. For information, please call 575-748-7345. Stop by the Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center at 505 West Richardson Avenue or online at artesiamuseum.org. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4. This ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
We're back, and just as we are, Miley Banda leading off for the Portales Lady Rams, looped one into center field, and the center fielder for the Bulldogs came running in, made a dive, caught the ball, and held onto it. So that's the best catch that we've seen here on the doubleheader so far. There's a fastball to Ornelas. That's going to be over the inside corner for a strike. Yeah, Banda thought she had a base hit, but center fielder diving catch. Ornelas got hit by a pitch her first time, so she is officially 0 for 0. She's got to look at a fastball up and out of the zone for a ball. Angel, the point guard for the Portales Lady Rams, the district champion team this year. And she's going to foul one out of play. Ornelas is a good all-around athlete. Volleyball, basketball, softball. And to the windup. There's pitch, and that is going to be a swing and a miss, and that is going to be a throw down. So, of the last 8 batters, 7 of them have struck out. So Apodaca is just, after the first inning, she really settled down. I mean, she got out of the first inning because of 2 base-running mistakes by Portales. But she's been the real deal, and she throws a fastball right by the best hitter for the Portales Rams, which is Lujan. Lujan is the only hit for the Rams here so far. Got a single in the first inning. So she is officially 1 for 1. She had a couple of hits in game 1. And she's going to foul one out of play. I think we need some new softballs. Umpire goes over and grabs a handful from the Portales dugout. Lujan has a couple of practice swings. She's back in there. 2-0. And there is going to be a changeup swung on and missed. And so for the Portales Rams, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base after 4 complete. It is 7-0 in favor of Artesia. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Did you know almost 75% of the time we're replacing a roof, something totally weird or unexpected or bizarre happens? Jennifer here again from Trustmark Roofing, and I want you to know that we are always prepared for the unexpected. That's why we always have project superintendent on site at your home at all times to handle those weird, bizarre things as they pop up. Things like an unexpected layer of wood shake shingles under your shingles, or rotted out decking boards, problems with flashing or ridges, or missing supplies that somebody needs to chase down. These are the kinds of problems that normally grind the crews from other roofing companies to a halt and delay the project. But not with our super awesome superintendent there. He's equipped to handle any problem and keep the project moving along smoothly. Just one more way we do things better at Trustmark Roofing. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. Heading into the top of the 5th inning, the Lady Bulldogs with a comfortable 7-0 lead. And for the Lady Bulldogs, it's going to be the bottom 3 of the order, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, and Fuentes will be leading off. And Fuentes is going to look at a pitch down low for ball 1. Wicklund Fuentes, sophomore, right-handed batter, and she is going to smack one right up the middle for a base hit. She had hit the ball well both of her trips to the plate, but had been retired both times. Well, now she's got herself a base hit. And that is going to bring up Montoya. Montoya popped out and singled, so she is 1 for 2 on the day. See if she's asked to lay down a bunt here. Yep. And she's going to foul it. I mean, I'd like to tell you that I'm clairvoyant and I'm blessed with ESP, but now if you've followed the game of baseball or softball, you know that's number 8 hitter, runner on first base. That's a bunting situation for sure. And there's a fastball swung on and missed. No, that pretty much takes away the opportunity for a bunt. Montoya has a little top with herself. This is Leslie Montoya. And she is going to lift a pop fly. And then Mayberry is going to haul it in for out number 1. So that is going to bring up Molina. Molina, a perfect 2 for 2 on the day. And she is going to smack a base hit. That is going to get all the way out to the fence. That'll score a run. And a stand-up double for Molina. So Molina hitting in the 9 spot. Singled, and doubled. Yeah, as soon as I saw that ball take off, it was like, what was the Taylor Swift song? I knew you were trouble. Well, from a standpoint of Portales, I knew that that was trouble. And that may be it for Ms. Lujan. Just speculating. Right now, the head coach is just talking, so maybe this is just informational. But yeah, Molina just smacked that ball in the gap. Miley Banda is pretty fast, but she couldn't cut that ball off. So that is going to be the end of the pitching day for Ms. Lujan. She's going to come out of the game, and Miley Banda will come in, and she will become the pitcher. Miley pitched in game 1, went the whole distance for Portales, gave up 8 runs. And some of those were, well, 4 of those runs were unearned. So let's see, who are they going to put into right? So they've shifted and put the other Lujan, Maria Lujan, into center field. And so now the Rams are going to need somebody to go in and play right field. So I don't know, I presume because Lujan is your best hitter, you're just going to give her a different glove. Yep. And that is exactly what's going to happen. So on the pitching change, Banda comes in to pitch, and Lujan goes to right field. Let's see. It's kind of interesting. Lujan and Lujan are out in the outfield having a conversation. And I don't know, they may be sisters, but if they are, they're like the most unevenly matched sisters because Maria Lujan is maybe 4'10", and Analia is much taller than that. But at any rate, here we go. Top of the order for Artesia. This is Marquez, and Marquez is going to look at a changeup for strike 1. Marquez doubled, drew a walk, and grounded out. So she is 1 for 2 here in game 2. She's going to look at a pitch up and out of the zone. 8-0 in favor of Artesia, top of 5. 1 out here. There's a changeup, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Marquez was not digging that call, but the umpire was very certain in his gesticulation. And there's a ball that's going to be fouled. Oh, great hustle on the part of Lopez, but she cannot catch it in foul territory. Good sportsmanship on the part of Miley Banda, picking up the bat, handing it to Marquez. Miley Banda, the left-hander, puts her left foot on the rubber. there's a ball that's going to be hit to Ornelas. Ornelas is going to throw to first base. They're going to get the one out, and the runner is going to go over to third. So Angel doing a good job of attacking the ball and throwing out a runner with decent speed. So that's going to bring up Collins. Collins tripled her first time, reached on an error her second time, and then flew out her third time. There's going to be a ball that got away from the catcher, but not far enough for the runner to realistically think about scoring. Into the windup. There's a pitch, and that just about plunked Collins, but she got out of the way. Collins, the lone left-handed batter for the Artesia Lady Bulldogs. And there's a ball that's going to be hit into center field. Oh, and it got by the center fielder. That's going to allow Collins to get all the way over to third. There's going to be the throw to the plate, and that is not going to be in time. And so I don't know if Lujan in center field just didn't see the ball, but it was a line drive, and the ball hit, and then all of a sudden it just seemed to be right by her. So I think you have to give her a single and then an error on Lujan. But however that happened, it was an unfortunate result for Portales, and now Portales trails by a score of 10-0. There's going to be a ball that's going to be hit to the third baseman, throws over to first base, and Mayberry is not able to secure the ball. So I think you have to give an error to the third baseman on that, because she fielded the ball cleanly and then just threw the ball away, unfortunately, from a Portales standpoint. So that's going to bring up one of the Rodriguez's on the squad. This is Kinsley Rodriguez. There's a pitch that's going to be down low. Rodriguez on the day hit a sacrifice fly, singled, and flew out. Banda made a great catch to rob her of extra bases. There's a pitch that's going to be down low. The runner is going to go and going to get in safely. Yep, so unfortunate for the Portales Rams, but there's a change-up, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Artesia going for the knockout punch here. I believe there is a 10-run rule in softball. And there's the ball hit the opposite way. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Good job of going the opposite way. And that is going to be a stand-up double. I don't know if Rodriguez was trying to go that way or just got around late, but she hit the ball where there was no defender. It's going to bring up Whitmire. Whitmire singled, struck out, and singled. And there's a pitch that's going to get away and get the runner over to third base. So now it is 11-0. It looks like Artesia and Portales are playing football, and Artesia has got a field goal, scored a touchdown, went for the two-point conversion. Bandit to the plate. That's going to be outside. Riley Banda trying to stop the damage. There's a changeup, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Counted 2-1 on Whitmire. Now the wind has changed direction. Now the wind is blowing straight out to center field. And there is a swing and a miss, and that is going to be a pass ball. It's going to let the runner score, and so now it is 12-0 in favor of Artesia. And Whitmire is going to chop one down the third baseline, but that's going to be fouled. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. There's a changeup that's going to miss upstairs. And it is a full count. There's a pitch, and that is going to be ball 4. And Artesia has batted around here in the top of the 5th inning. Yates, the 9th hitter to come up to bat. Yates lined out to the shortstop, struck out, and lined out to the pitcher. So she is one of the few Bulldogs who has not reached base safely. And she's going to hit a pop-up, and that is going to be the second baseman who makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch. So the Bulldogs are retired, but the Bulldogs do score 5 runs. They score them on 1, 2, 3 base hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. So after 4.5, the score is 12-0. Let's send it back for a 60. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Home health care is health care in the comfort of your own home when you cannot care for yourself. Home care services can help someone who has chronic health issues, medical setbacks, or health impairments. J&J has the best skilled nurses and therapists for any of your special needs. So why pick a stranger to care for those you love when you can pick your beloved neighbor with over 25 years of experience? J&J Home Care is here for all your home care needs. Call us now at 575-746-2892 or visit us at jjhc.org.
Looking for professional window tinting services? Look no further than Reliable Tint in Artesia. Located at 1502 South 1st Street, they specialize in auto and residential window tinting, as well as glass replacement for windshields, side and rear glass. But that's not all. They now offer advanced technology, rock chip, and crack repair, ensuring your vehicle stays in top shape. Open Monday through Saturday, Reliable Tint is here for all of your tinting and glass needs. Call them today, 575-616-9163. Reliable Tint in Artesia, where quality meets reliability.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Helder broadcasting live from Portales, where the Lady Bulldogs take a 12-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. Up to bat is Addison Mabry. Mabry struck out her first time, so she is 0 for 1. Apodaca trying to close things out here. There's a fastball that's going to be on the inside corner. So Apodaca didn't record a strikeout in the first inning, but she struck out the side in the second, struck out the side in the third, and struck out 2 of the 3 batters in the fourth. And there is a ball that's going to be chopped foul. That was an off-speed pitch, and Mabry did a very good job of keeping the bat back, being able to go with the pitch. Hadn't committed herself too much to forward momentum. Apodaca to the plate, and that is a high fastball, swung on and missed. Yeah, Apodaca, she's got the good velocity. And that's going to bring up Terrazas. Terrazas strike out her first time. Yeah, so the Rams have one hit on the day. Lujan got a single, and Terrazas is going to swing right over the top of a changeup. It's interesting, most of the Lady Rams wear white batting helmets. She's wearing a black batting helmet. And she is going to hit one to the second baseman, and the second baseman is going to flip over to first base. So Terrazas retired for out number 2, and that is going to bring up Gomez. Apodaca goes into the windup. Fastball, that's going to be hit down the right field line and foul. So Gomez had a good swing. And just hit a little bit late on the ball. And to the windup. There's the ball. That's going to be hit down the right field line, but that is also foul. So Gomez down to her final strike in this at-bat. Apodaca looking in for the sign. And there is a swing and a miss. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think with that strikeout, that is going to be the ball game. It is the ball game, so your final score is 12-0 in favor of Artesia. So let's send it back to the station. Let's go with 3 minutes commercials, then we'll come back with some post-game commentary. You're listening to Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com.
Edge Safety and Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for roustabout crew and a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screening. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 2801 North Freeman in Artesia. Edge Safety and Services is an equal opportunity employer.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy, GMC, or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia. Artesia High School Bulldog Sports is made possible thanks to Buckhorn Production, LLC. Founded in 2021, Buckhorn Production, LLC operates over 200 wells in the Permian Basin. Like the Artesia Bulldogs, Buckhorn Production, LLC strives for excellence in all of our operations. We encourage all of our employees to be great members of our community and encourage you to join them in supporting all of our athletes, students, teachers, and administrators. Buckhorn Production, LLC, proud to support the Artesia Bulldogs.
Hi Artesia, Cambria here from your local KFC and Taco Bell. And boy, do I have some amazing Tuesday deals for you. If you're grabbing a quick bite for yourself, you gotta try our country fried steak meal. This includes our delicious home-style country fried steak patty served with mashed potatoes and white gravy, creamy coleslaw, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just for $4.99. Looking to feed the whole fam? We got you covered. Try our $20 meal deal. This includes 8 pieces of all dark meat chicken, large mashed potatoes and gravy, a large coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits. As always, it's great to be a Bulldog, and we hope to see you soon at your local KFC and Taco Bell.
There really is no one quite like you, and no one quite like the ones you love. At Turpinning & Son Mortuary, they take pride in providing families with the best service possible. The phrase, "we make it personal," is not just a tagline. It's the way they conduct themselves every day as they honor the ones you love in their own unique and special way. Located at 611 West Grand in Artesia. Visit artesiafunerals.com to learn more. Turpinning & Son Mortuary, proudly serving our community and your family since 1954.
We're back. You're listening to Artesia Lady Bulldog Softball on KSVP and KSVPTV.com. I'm Doc Elder, broadcasting live from the Portales Lady Rams softball field, where the Artesia Lady Bulldogs just completed the doubleheader sweep of Portales, winning Game 2 by a score of 12-0. The story of the game was the pitcher for Artesia, Caden Apodaca. She struck out, 3, 6, 8, 10 strikeouts. So Gomez, her 10th strikeout victim, she only gave up 1 hit, a first-inning single by Lujan. And she was really all the run production that her team needed. She hit a 3-run home run. She also reached on a couple of errors. And, yeah, as a matter of this is interesting. She reached on 3 straight errors. So the first time, Portales retired her on a pop-up, but then she homered, reached on an error, and reached on an error. Really good performance by some of the Artesia Lady Bulldogs. Bottom of the order, Molina, Janae Molina. She hitting in the 9th spot, singled, and doubled. So when you've got strength at the top of the order and you got strength at the bottom of the order, you're probably going to be pretty successful. And it was the Artesia Lady Bulldogs that had a very impressive performance. Game 1, give Portales credit. I mean, they were down 6 runs heading into the bottom of the 7th inning and came all the way back to make it an 8-5 game. But Artesia, no question, was the better team in Game 2. Well, that is going to wrap it up for a Thursday night in Portales, New Mexico, as the Artesia Lady Bulldogs, I would imagine, probably have punched their ticket with these wins into some sort of postseason play. I'm not really sure. Gene Dow and I were talking about the format for softball this year and what actually is going to take place. But I would imagine that the Lady Bulldogs are probably going to be there in the postseason. It has been a lot of fun. Gene and I go back many, many years with the New Mexico Broadcasters Association, and so anytime Gene gives me a call and asks if I can help them out, I am very happy to help out one of the most distinguished radio people on the High Plains. And like I said, got a lot of respect for the community of Artesia, New Mexico. So, Lady Bulldog fans, you can be very proud of your squad. And that is going to wrap it up. I would like to thank the 2 board ops that I worked with. I worked with Jeff during the first game, worked with Gene during the second game. So, for those aforementioned people, this is Doc Elder saying, so long.
That concludes this presentation of sports on AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP and online at ksvptv.com. Sports on KSVP AM and FM and at ksvptv.com is presented by Abo Empire, Amigo Machinery, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Historical Museum, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Big O Tires of Carlsbad, Bob Reed Pest Control, Hain Electric Supply, Carlsbad Ford, City of Artesia Police Department, Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Needs Incorporated, Devon Energy, Eddy County DWI, Edge Safety, Eastern New Mexico University Portales, and ENMU Roswell. Faith Baptist Church, Ben's Country Market, Forest Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, Hawker & Son, Incredible Printing, J&J Home Care, J.S. Ward, KC Light Tower, KFC, La Fonda, Lois Oliver Real Estate, Los Agaves Restaurant, Mac Energy, Moppin and Brown Dentistry, Nell's Floral, Pecos Valley Equipment, Pressure Services, Smile Expressions, Spur Energy Production, Tate Branch of Artesia, Turpinning & Sons, Trustmark Roofing, Western Bank, and Wilbanks LLC. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
After 9/11, if you see something, say something. John Ashcroft was talking about how we need the American people to help us out to find these people. Okay. And it's happening again.